So far, Season 5 is terrible. Everything from the influx of cheaters to the usual bugs and issues that tend to rear their ugly heads every time any amount of these 3,000 devs try to implement something new, or in the rare case, fix something that they've broken by implementing something new. But today's update day, well, update for the update, you know, the update they have a week after they do the update to make sure they fix everything that they screwed up in the first update. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. All the things that need fixing on a video that begins right now. What's up, what's good, YouTube? Hope all is well, and welcome back to the channel. This sweet, sultry voice that you hear is Hapa, and on today's video, Season 5, hopping right in with the menu, which you're gonna have a hard time convincing me that they actually were trying to improve. How did we go from what looks like a menu designed by an apprentice at the Hulu company to a menu that looks like it was written in Pascal? Like, am I the only one that hopped in a trio, then the next game somehow accidentally clicked on a solo? I must be fucking tripping. This menu is meant. But what about the one thing I'm actually happy about? Aim assist getting nerfed? Yeah, I think a lot of us that enjoy playing on keyboard and mouse are pretty much thrilled at this point. But if you're a longtime fan of the Call of Duty franchise, you're not holding your breath. Intentionally or unintentionally, it seems that we had a bit of nerf to the rotational aspect of aim assist. But for whatever reason, our favorite high kill streamers still have that pre-nerf sticky aim. And don't say it's DS4, that's what got Rah-Rah banned. Cap, that's actually Cap. Rah-Rah got banned because he's a moron. Sorry, Rah-Rah, but like, seriously, who's the stoner here? I swear, bro, like, if you told people Hapa got banned again and it wasn't for cheating and it was for accidentally leaving the driver of a PC checking software running while he tried to play COD, most people would be like, yeah, man, Hapa smokes way too much weed. Like, that was bound to happen. I mean, technically, I could go for the low-hanging fruit here and say, yeah, Rah-Rah was cheating this whole time, but that's honestly just dumb to say. That's a Call of Shame fan thing to say. I'm sorry for calling a spade, but, you know, Rah-Rah's nothing more than quite average. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. What we really need to figure out is just how exactly we find this thing they used to call a skill gap. In today's Call of Duty, it seems virtually non-existent. Now, I'm one that's all for fair play, but I get that it's not financially advantageous for a company to let sweaty nerds such as myself and others to fuck on these no-thumbs-having Timmies, who, by the way, are probably the ones solely responsible for keeping this company's profits in the millions of dollars range per title, but making the rest of us play down to the same low skill standards. What sense does that make? Unless you're trying to turn a game of COD or a gunfight within a game of COD into what feels more like the pull of a slot machine lever. Jeez, I hope I win something. Just anything. I've spent 90% of my fixed income on the game. And before you laugh, there are plenty of people that do spend their fixed income on COD, much in the same fashion that an addict would. Come on, Call of Duty, give me entertainment. Give me my fix. Isn't that what the game was designed for? Entertainment? Fun? Well, technically it was. I think it was designed for such activities, but over the last 10 years or so, the dev studios and Activision, well, they've drifted pretty far away from the notion that their game should include any kind of fun. But the flip side to that coin is the current meta, it's quite balanced, actually. I mean, yeah, that's kind of nice. I guess nerfing every gun to the ground to the point that they feel like a one clip should be impossible was probably the easiest way to go about it. Personally, though, I don't really mind when a certain weapon or set of weapons is a little bit more powerful than the rest, as long as those weapons aren't encouraging a passive or campy, if you will, playstyle, like when they make a fire shotgun a 2-tap from 20 meters all while not even having to fucking aim the thing, or the fact that those fucking riot shields are made out of vibranium, and then just to prove how small these losers' dicks are, they couple these shields with a ton for a one-poke combat knife. That makes me want to spam report those that buy into these types of playstyles. I'm talking to you, Frank Castle. And it's not even the playstyle it encourages. It's the advantages built in for those that can't play the game the way it's been played for 14 years or so now. You know, with guns. Does anybody even remember the introduction of the riot shields? Yeah, that's right. It didn't start in multiplayer. It started in survival mode against bots. And guess what? The riot shield was destructible. Hey, I got a great idea. Let's add the riot shield to multiplayer. You know, for them kids who never graduated from Xmas noobs. I mean, here's a great idea. If you're not gonna make it indestructible, can we at least get a nerf to the range of that melee lunge? Like, really, how the fuck is it that the only ricochet that works in this game is when I shoot a riot shielder in the back? And when the riot shield kids actually take a gunfight heads up with their riot shield stowed, no big deal. They can just lunge 15 feet and one poke me or use the built-in aimbot and the melee mechanics to 2-tap me before I can, with the meta SMG, mind you, hit every one of my shots and still fucking die. I mean, check this shit out. If you have a mechanic that when kids get so lost in the sauce, it allows them to overcome it by simply spamming their melee button, and their aim assist will lead them right to me, yeah, I'm gonna have to label this as things that we need to absolutely get the fuck out of the game right now. See, here's the issue with not only season 5, but this issue has been growing throughout the last 5 years or so. You know what that issue is? The devs, you know, the ones that are creating this game, they don't fucking play it. If they did, I don't think it'd be so bad. I mean, they used to have playtesters, but if you remember a few years ago, all those folks got the boot, and guess who replaced them? That's right, it was us. The paying customer is now tasked with playtesting their own fucking game. But here's the thing, do they listen to the feedback we give them? Sure they do, but they base their decisions on our feedback on the profit motive. Their job is not to provide us with the best possible experience. It is to make the company as much fucking money as humanly possible. Point in case, if you ever come hang out while I'm live, and you definitely should if you don't. Also, side note, if you're enjoying this vid, do me a quick favor and give the video a like. Also, if you're new and enjoy this type of content, make sure you subscribe with the notification bells enabled so YouTube never lets you miss another upload or when I go live. But if you ever caught me live, you know we talk about stuff like this all the time, where the corporate side of the industry has treated us like dirty dish rags for so long, bringing us out just before we start to stink and stop working, then they throw us in the wash machine and refresh us. But at the end of the day, in their eyes, we're all still just dirty dish rags. But here comes the next entry into the Call of Duty franchise, and the process repeats itself because we are stupid. You want to know what the actual biggest issue with Call of Duty Season 5? It's the same issue that happened to be the most pressing issue, the one thing keeping us and holding us back from actually being able to enjoy our experiences on this dog shit franchise, or well, what has become a dog shit franchise, because from somebody that was around from the start, it definitely wasn't dog shit back then. It has slowly become dog shit over the course of 14 years. This was the same issue with Season 4, with Season 3, and so forth. It's been getting worse season by season. You know what that problem is? It's us. The player. Those of us that just can't stand this fucking dog water ass game, but somehow managed to find it in our tiny little feeble minds, the ability to throw down $30 on that brand new Nicki Minaj skin in an FPS game, a skin that you only see when you're actually not in the game, and then turn around 5 minutes later and make a complaint about our experience on that game. Or what about the new, and take that new with a grain of salt, the new Snoop Dogg skin? How are we as a society gonna stare at this situation like a bunch of mentally challenged window lickers and not say a goddamn thing? It's not like we just didn't boot the skin of another influencer and Nick Merckx for literally saying, leave the little kids alone. Like it was some sort of ultra mega dog whistle. But somehow, yeah, we're just gonna put Snoop Dogg in the game, you know. Whatever you do, don't listen to the lyrics that he's rapping, you know. I mean, especially some of the older ones might seem a little bit more outrageous than just, you know, leave the little kids alone. Unless that's the next thing on the agenda for the devs, you know, to normalize sexual exploitation. But then again, I remember when Nick Merckx had his friends over at YouTube cancel a small creator for simply saying that Nick looked like he was prepping his oral orifice for an incoming cock in most of his thumbnails. And if there's one thing I hate more than cancel culture, it's these weenies that cry foul when the cancel culture mob comes to their front door to get them, but turn around and use it to their advantage when it benefits them. Long live 8 Thoughts, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there is entirely too much wrong with this game. Not only this game, with the franchise, with the company that makes the game. There is entirely too much wrong to even begin to think about holding my breath that even more than 10% of it's going to be fixed on today's update. It's just not going to happen. Especially, like I said, when the people that are producing this game don't have the same motivations as you and I have, nor do they have the same end goals. Like I said, it's not about our experience. It's about their bottom line. And I'll be honest with you, if you took a look at their bottom line, you'd have a hard time convincing me anybody is upset with the state of the game. You know, this all kind of reminds me of something my uncle used to say about leftists and, you know, just overall generally soft-ass people who like to cry about something then turn around and do the exact opposite. He used to say, if you ignore them long enough, they'll eventually start to eat their own kind. Catch you guys on the next one. Mahalo.
Hey Hapa, it's me again, and I just don't understand after we had such a magical night together. Now, all of a sudden you won't answer my calls or texts. Is it because I got fat? I mean, technically, that's just more cushion for the pushing. That is, although, after you get past all the Brillo-like hair on my ass.